Right. Hello, everyone. This is Nocturne Jenny. And welcome to the anticipated Dark Souls playthrough. Oh boy, what am I doing? I don't want the black firebomb, don't want the twin humanities. Don't really need the binoculars. I'll worry about getting the old witch's ring later. I know a way to get that. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a minute or two trying to actually get the customization. Yeah. Customize. There we go. Alright, I got what I want.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arched trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The witch of Asylum and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the lord of sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty lords
Criminy.
Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
Just so you know, that's probably the closest we're ever going to get to a legitimate story. Rats. Them
Yes,
rats.
indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Oh, here I am.
This is your fate.
Sorry, had to turn down the volume. I'm already, well, hollow. Wonder who he is. Ugh. Dungeon cell key. I want them souls, and I already know you're going to cause me a whole lot of grief later on, but I'm going to leave you alone. Hmm. 60 souls. Doesn't open from that side. I figured as much. Okay. Bonfire lit. You know, that's sort of what I want for a lamp in my house. Like a bonfire. I don't know. I just like the aesthetic. Jeez, this must be a heavy door. I have two options. I can just run from him, or I can do the achievement thing. I'm gonna see if I can do it again. This time, however, I'm not going to be counting the amount of times I've struck him. Really. I'm surprised. I think I know why most people didn't want to watch that video is because I have a habit of counting and how many hits it takes to kill someone. And yeah, 413 hits. I imagine nobody wants to hear me count that much. Though I do manage to kill the guy with just my bare hands. So there is that. If I'm not mistaken, this would be the Asylum demon. And yeah, I still say for some reason it's like a dragon that has wings, but it looks like the flings of like a fly. I don't know. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but you think of a better description. Down. Lost 2 full bars of health. In case you're wondering what I would gain from doing this, I sort of want his hammer. Like, I might have picked the thief class, but that's only just so I can get the access to the master key, and ouch. He's down to 75% of his health, I believe. Alright. I'm sure there's some demented joke about me, quote-unquote, fisting the Asylum demon, but... yeah, no. I'll leave it to the viewers to come up with that horrible joke. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is the entire strategy. Whether you decide to do what I'm doing, or run away, then come back with your best items. Because he really doesn't have an answer to you if you're behind him. Like, not really. Like, you can see he can try and wail on me as much as he wants, but unfortunately, he can't really do that because, well, unlike his friend downstairs that's directly right beneath us, and yes, he's directly right beneath us. Yeah, no, he doesn't have any weird magic attacks of any sort. So, he's reduced to just using his hammer. I mean, yeah, it's a scary hammer, I'll give you that. It requires a strength of 31 to effectively wield, so there is that, yeah, but doesn't mean much when he can't attack your opponents when he's behind you. Like, look at this. He can try. And strangely enough, he doesn't think about using his tail. Well, I imagine that requires some form of dexterity. And I was going to say he could probably use his tail, but I imagine that requires some use of some form of dexterity on his behalf. And this guy gives me the odd impression that he's more of a I use brute force over skill. And to quote Lee Sin, the blind monk, force is meaningless without skill. Yes, I know League of Legends. I played for a number of years. It's a shadow of its former self, but that's another story for another time. See? Now he's done. He's missing 5 bars of his health. Like, this strategy is very viable. Like, whether you decide to attack him with your fists, or if you're on New Game Plus, and yes, New Game Plus, I'm not even going to try and treat the audience like they're stupid. Much as I like the pottery and whatnot, that's not really what I call like, I'm just gonna assume that that was deliberately left there just to make sure that if you're trying to hide, get away from him, yeah, you're not getting away from him easily unless you destroy it, which that's kind of annoying. But again, that's Dark Souls in a nutshell. It's meant to annoy and frustrate the hell out of the player. Come on. And of course, there is one other strategy, but that's only if you get a certain item during your custom creation, character creation screen. The gifts that you could start off with include the black firebomb. You start off with 5 of them, and you could just use those on him. It only takes about 5 or so just to kill the bastard. But I didn't do that because here's the thing, if I want the black firebombs, well, once I get to a certain point in the game, I know there's a shopkeeper that can sell me firebombs. And I know I believe there's also one that can sell me black firebombs. Granted, I'm probably not going to use that because, well, that souls I could be using to either level up my character or reinforce my weapons. And unless it's the bow and arrow, I really don't see a point in buying bombs. Unless there's just a monster that's just giving me just that much, causing me that much grief. And, well, not to spoil anything, but this isn't my first rodeo with this game. Well, in case it wasn't obvious from what I'm doing to this guy. I mean, look at him. I swear, when it looked like he did that one attack where he uses both hands to slam the thing into the ground, it looked like he was twerking. I know he's not, but... See? Look at him. Down to around 5 bars of health. I mean, granted, he still has more health than me by definition, but... Well, look. Well. Like, I've already managed to make it just where most of the attacks aren't even that... Well, one more hit and I'm out. That's what I get for being a cocky bastard. Come on. Now he's down to 4 bars. Get away, because shockwave attacks. When he does that attack, get to the right behind him. You'd think that this whole infrastructure would come tumbling down of all of the wanton destruction that he's doing. Like with a weapon like that. Tank and spank. That is what, well, tank and spank, more like evade and spank, but, you know. Oh, you see that meter below my health, which is not looking all that high at the moment? Yeah, that's my stamina bar. So if you're wondering why I'm not constantly attacking him time and time again, like it's going out of style or whatever, well, there's a reason. Because once you run out of stamina, well, you can't do any more actions really besides walk or, yeah, pretty much walk. And you need stamina to do just about anything, really. Like, whether it be running, or doing dodge rolls, like what I was doing earlier. To attack. Yep. Just imagine if the graphics were more detailed in a sense. Like, where, depending on, like, it has, like, the Mortal Kombat graphic system where, like, depending on where you got hit, it actually leaves a very nasty bruise. Like, by that logic, the Asylum demon should have like a very bloodied bum. Like, of how many times I've struck him. I mean, yeah, I'm using my fists, yeah, but even still, I'm doing damage to him. So, by that logic, I should be. Come on. And he's down. Demon's Great Hammer. And yes, that's what you get for a reward if you kill him on the first go. Use some of my strategy for handling him, so there is that. Now, let me rest. And in case you're wondering why I decided to do that, even though I've already uploaded a video of me doing that in the first place, well, for one, I wanted to do it twice. Just for bragging rights, I guess. Well, bragging rights, quote unquote. And another bonfire. Granted, it was on a different character, and it wasn't a new game, but it wasn't a new game plus. It was just me starting off right from the get-go. Nope, not that. Okay, let me. Backstab. What can I say? Rogues do it from behind. Anyways. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I wanted to do that a second time. But I didn't actually like but I also wanted to show off the intro and the cutscene and whatnot. And yeah. Basically, I wanted to give off the impression that mine was a legitimate playthrough and not some and not some borked version, because this game, much like a lot of other games, has been exploited, and there's probably someone who's come up with mods and hacks for the game. I'm like, yet no. Dead. Okay.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness.
Nope.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Nice.
Oh, and this.
Undead Asylum F2 East Key, Big Pilgrim's Key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to see you today. So go. And thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just in case you're wondering why I did that, he comes back if when you upon returning here. And I don't need that in my life. Unlock the door. I want to do a bit more exploring. Okay. Use the Undead Sound F2 key or whatever it was. Roasting a bonfire revives enemies. Backstab. Heal, because as a thief, I really don't have that much durability. Yeah, you can parry attacks, and if you press the right button at the right time, R1, yeah, you can land a devastating counterattack. And yes, if you go here if you ran away the first time and you went down that little hole over there that isn't barred or locked, you can make your way up here and go up to here and then jump down from here, because the Asylum demon would be waiting right down there, and you could do a plunge attack, which can do some devastating damage, but I decided against that because I'm a difficult SOB. So, yeah, I'm not jumping down there because there is such a thing as fall damage. And if you fall from too great a height, dead. That isn't to say that you could die from falling from that. I just don't like taking unnecessary damage. Not really, anyways. Use Big Pilgrim's Key. Pilgrim? Pilgrim. There we go. In case you're wondering what that noise is, those are the gigantic footsteps of the other Asylum demon. That's right beneath the ground over there. There's a merchant here, but I'll explain that later. That one's a bit clunky to actually deal with. Besides, not really worth it unless you've got a lot of stuff to use. See, this looks like a graveyard. Well, a very odd one, but whatever. Yeah.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
The crow. Well, I think that's a raven. A gigantic one, but yeah.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
It would be cool to have a bird like that in real life. Jeez, this place is massive. But, well, again, what do I expect in this day and age? In Lordran, level up and kindle up bonfires. I think I'm going to do precisely that. And yes, strength. You'll see why in a minute. 10 Estus flasks. And who are you?
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. Too late now.
Okay, then.
Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually two bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town.
Yeah.
Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead.
You seem all doom and gloom. 3 humanity. Oh. By the way, I'm only going to restore my humanity when, just before a boss fight, because yeah, some of the bosses in this game can get pretty ridiculous. I mean, okay, you saw me manhandle that the Asylum demon with just my bare hands. Didn't run away. Didn't use black firebombs. Yeah, sure, but that's because I've practiced against him before. Against some of the other bosses, yeah, no. Anyways, that's all the time I have for this part, so I will see you next time for part 2 of the Dark Souls playthrough. Catch you later.